Good afternoon, everyone. This is Megan from GoGPS, and today we're going to be focusing on the grouping hierarchy. So every customer has client has a different way of how they want to be able to group and monitor their fleet. If you don't have enough vehicles or you don't necessarily need to group your vehicles into certain sections, that's not a problem. This is just a video to show you how there are different ways of being able to do so. This will also help with reports as well. So we're going to hop right in and I'll kind of explain the process as we go through. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the rules and groups section and choose groups. Now keep in mind, this is the GoGPS database, so we're going to be taking a look at all of the groups that we have broken up into our system. So we do a lot of testing and working with our clients in here. So you're going to see a couple things, a couple groups of different names here. So, the first one is Chapman, we have Dennis, we have DeFasco, okay? And then there's subgroups for some of them. Okay, so we did some Go6 Garmin testing in here with DeFasco. And then underneath the GoGPS one, this is kind of the one that I wanted to take a look at. We have two locations. So we have the Canadian office and the US office. Okay. And so our fleet is broken down based off of that. So my vehicle is assigned to the Canadian office, where my general manager, Kevin, he's based out of the Florida office and he's assigned to the US. Okay. Now there's even more breakdown in here. We have California, Florida, and Texas. And again, this is just for testing for us, but it's a good example of how things are broken down. Now, if we wanted to see a specific vehicle or vehicles that are assigned to these groups, in the top left-hand corner, this is where you can use those filters. So you have to be a full administrator to be able to view all of the groups that are set up in the system. But if you were assigned to maybe just the GoGPS group, you'd be able to see everything below it. Okay, so I'm going to show that as an example, and then I think I'll also show, let me see, where's another one here? There we go, the test units. Okay, so at the top left-hand corner, I'm going to type in the group filter, GoGPS. I'm going to choose everything in GoGPS, and then that limits anything else in here from me being able to see it. Okay, so this isn't necessarily just good for your vehicles. This is also good for users. This is good for zones. The hierarchy and the group tree is so handy in different ways. Okay, so anybody that's inside of the database right now assigned to just GoGPS is going to see GoGPS, the Canada, the US, and anything assigned below. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a quick overview of 4 reporting features. So we do have another client over here. I'm just going to show you their section here. We have different types of reports. So they have a monthly scorecard. They have a test group. They have a DVIR, a weekly DVIR, another weekly DVIR not completed, and then another weekly. Sorry, the first one was a monthly. This is a weekly scorecard. Okay, and the reason why they're in line with the name of the group is because when the reports are kind of being set up, it's going to take a look at which user is assigned to which group. So if I'm assigned to Central Gulf region, I'm going to get any information of any vehicle rule that is assigned to that location. But then I'm also assigned to, say, the weekly DVIR or the weekly scorecard. So anything pertaining to that group in this report, I will get as long as my user is assigned that way. Okay, so I'm going to hop back over to my database here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the vehicles that are affected by putting them in groupings. So if I click vehicles, this is showing me all of the vehicles that are assigned to the Canadian group. Okay, so we have my journey here. Now if I click on it and I choose groups, it's showing me that I am assigned to the Canada group. Okay, now if I wanted to assign more than just the Canadian group, I'd have to be an administrator or have access to see more than just the Canada group. Okay, so I just cleared off that filter in the top left corner. And again, me being an administrator, I do have the options to select different groups. Okay, so if I wanted to also put it in test, in repair, I have these options. Okay, so we can see there, and then I'll click save. All right, so it's still going to show me up here in that filter for GoGPS because I am assigned to it. Now, if I also add in test as the group that I want to take a look at, and repair, it's also going to show me there, okay? Because the vehicles have to be in one or more than one of these groups to be showing up here in the list. Now, if I get rid of those filters, I would do that by clicking the X, and it's going to show me my entire fleet again. Okay. Now, if we have reports that we want to get on a regular basis, and instead of having the users log in and turn the report on for themselves, we do have a grouping section that we would help you set up, and then you can just add that as a group to the user. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So underneath the rules and groups, we're going to choose groups again. I'm going to do, and you're only going to have to do this once, just when setting it up. I'm going to create a new group called monthly scorecard. A lot of our clients do have this, so that's why I'm going to kind of show you the process. Okay, so it's the monthly scorecard, and then I'm going to click Save, and there is our scorecard report. Okay, then from here we would go into the administration and reports, report views. You can then type in the name of the report, so scorecard. Okay, so there's lots of them here. Again, we do a lot of testing. You're only going to have one in your system. So you're going to choose scorecard. And then when it says who can see this report, this is for the report view. We want to worry about the email report. So I'm going to choose email report, select yes, and I'm going to type in monthly scorecard. So any user that's assigned to this now report, or sorry, to this group of monthly scorecard will now receive it. Okay, so I'm not going to change anything on this specific setup. We're going to leave it the way that it is. Okay, so I'm going to click Save. Okay, so now it's gone ahead and saved. So we've created the group, we've adjusted the report to show that it's going to send all the users assigned to that group. It'll send them the report. Now I want to add that group to the user. So I'm going to go ahead and find my user. And I'm going to go ahead and change it from access from everything. I would then choose the scorecard. Okay, from there I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Now, if you are an administrator and you have access to everything, such as myself, and you want to be able to see everything, you're going to have to add in every single group that you have here. Okay. If you have any questions or concerns about why you're kind of doing that, please contact myself or another support member, and we'd be happy to walk you through that process. Okay. So again, if I wanted to choose a different user to add them to it as well, I'm going to go ahead and click Accounts. I'm going to have them for Canada. So that's the group that they belong to, where the vehicles are. And we're going to add them to the monthly scorecard. Okay. So now when they get that scorecard, it's going to be for the Canadian vehicles only. Okay. Lots of companies will also have it broken down, not necessarily just for location as a region, but they'll break it down into branches as well. Okay. So that is the group tree. It can be a huge benefit to your company if it's something that you necessarily need. If you would like assistance walking through how to set this up, please contact myself or any other support team member and we'll be happy to help you. But that's pretty much it for the day. So thanks everyone. Bye.